You don't need Ozempic to lose weight. Yeah, everyone wants to get leaner and stronger and healthier, but Ozempic is fast tracking your body toward weakness while convincing you that it's working. So you think that smaller means healthier. Well, not if you're crashing your metabolism and turning into a slower, softer version of yourself. Okay, and to be frank, for some women, especially those that are stuck at a plateau, okay, Ozempic can help you to lose that weight quickly. That's why Big Pharma is pushing Ozempic as the magic solution. However, quick fixes often come at a huge cost. And in this case, no one tells you what that cost is, okay, what you're actually losing. And it's not just fat, it's also your muscle, your bone, and even organ tissue. Okay, and guess who profits from that? So if you're someone who doesn't want to rely on medication unless it's absolutely necessary, then I'll show you a better way. First, let's understand this term body composition. What is that? Well, most people are stuck on the idea of losing fat and decreasing body fat percentage. And yes, while that is important, just as importantly, if not more so, we want to focus on increasing the muscle tissue in the body, your strength, and also other important tissues like bones. We want nice, strong, dense bone tissue. So this term body composition takes into account all of those tissues for optimal health. Okay, so about muscle then. Now there's a little known trick that's more effective than any weight loss pill and any elimination diet. Okay, it's called muscle mass. Okay, and this right here is a dumbbell. I'm not talking about being as shredded as a bodybuilder or bulking up. I'm talking about a simple way to be lean and fit and build that nice, healthy looking lean muscle. Because muscle is what reshapes your body. It's also giving your metabolism a nice boost because it burns more calories at rest. And of course it gives you strength, which there's a lot of confidence that comes along with that with the women that we work with. Okay, without muscle, your body shrinks then. Okay, so this is where Ozempic can strip away that precious muscle mass. That's not health, that's a fragile body that's being disguised as progress. So here's the thing. Fat loss doesn't happen in the gym. It happens in your bloodstream, and Ozempic manipulates your blood sugar, causing it to go up and down. And so, you don't even need a pill to do this because you can do this 100% naturally. Okay, so first is to imagine what you put on your plate. So imagine you're about to make dinner and you want to assemble that plate with all the right nutrients that support optimal health. You want a good quality protein, say some grass-fed beef. You want some good healthy fats. For stable energy, you want some vegetables, a variety of colors for all the different nutrients and antioxidants that Mother Nature gave you in those vegetables. Okay, this will all tell your body, hey, we've got some stable fuel coming in. There's no need to panic. Okay, so that will help the blood sugar to stay nice and even. Okay, then you're done eating, then you go for a short walk. Okay, a nice 10-minute walk after you eat. A lot of research shows that will decrease that glucose spike and keep blood sugar even more stable. Naturally, no meds required. Okay, of course, then is cutting out finally all the processed carbs, all the excess carbs. Carbs aren't bad, just all the excess carbs that mess with your insulin in the first place. Okay, this will give your body the chance to burn fat instead of storing it. The last piece is metabolic flexibility here. Okay, so most people live like sugar addicts. They're just eating an abundance of carbohydrates, even if they're eating clean. Okay, now you can't burn fat if your body thinks that it needs a snack every 2 hours. Okay, and if it's getting this quick source of energy, which is what carbs are, a quick burning, quick access form of energy, but it burns out as quick as it came. Okay, so instead, to help your body develop more flexibility with this metabolism and not need to rely on eating those carbohydrate-rich foods all the time, you can use things like fasting windows, not eating in the morning, trying an intermittent fasting strategy. And by the way, as I'm explaining this is how we think about health is how did we evolutionarily develop? How did the cavemen and cave women live more primally when we didn't have access to all this processed food at any point of the day, have all these bright white lights, okay, and we're not contacting the earth directly, we're getting sun in our eyes and on our skin. Okay, so comparing it to that, cavemen, cave women weren't eating all the time. Okay, they were eating more fat-rich foods, more protein-rich foods, fewer of those sugar hits. Okay, so this is how you flip the switch from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. Okay, your body's not going to burn fat if it's not, if you're getting too many carbohydrates in the diet. Okay, it'll help you stay lean without feeling like you're white knuckling and putting all this really high friction effort into the process, okay? Ozempic is trying to force this process, but your body is designed to learn this, right? Learn this ability to be metabolically flexible and to keep it that way for life. So quick pause here. If this all resonates, then hit subscribe, because every week we break down natural strategies to help you to reclaim your health and become who you were always meant to be. Now let's kill a myth, okay? Cardio does not burn nearly as much fat as muscle does, okay? It does burn some fat, but mostly just burns time. Okay, walking is helpful, but the resistance training is really transformative for your body. It's telling your body, hey, we're building muscle now, hold on to strength and burn all the rest, okay, including fat tissue. So that's true even while you're sitting on the couch later on, which is called the afterburn effect. Right? This muscle is more metabolically active, like we mentioned earlier, and it's burning calories even when you're at rest. Afterburn effect. So what we're talking about here, practically speaking, is 3 strength workouts per week. That outshines doing 10 hours of cardio, right, in a week. So now let's get into how hormones need to be in a good place in order for you to do this, because I know you might not feel good enough to be able to start this kind of exercise because you might be hormonally depleted. And so as a result, you're tired and inflamed and moody, maybe even scared to try starting. That's not laziness, that's biology. It's your hormones being out of whack. Things like cortisol, which come from your adrenals. Cortisol is the stress hormone. And then there's estrogen, which of course is heavily involved in female health, female cycles, women entering menopause or on the other side of menopause. And of course insulin, which is the blood sugar hormone, regulates inflammation and fat storage, as do all of these actually, regulating fat storage. And so that's the point here, is really that Big Pharma would rather sell you a weekly injection rather than help you to address what's really going on here, which is these hormones being out of balance. And in addition to that, the gut being inflamed, sleeping poorly, nutrient depletion. Okay, so that's why instead we start by restoring the basics, getting good sleep habits, restoring gut health. You want to find ways to manage stress because, surprise, you've probably been alive long enough to know that life's never going to stop throwing stress at you. So the best thing that we help our practice members do is develop tools to manage that stress when it does come up, right? To be more resilient to stress. Right? And also, we talked about diet earlier, eating more anti-inflammatory foods with good healthy fats. It's amazing the difference that people feel when they tell us how, with just shifting their eating a little bit, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but 80%, if you're doing 80% of what you should be doing, you're going to feel the difference. Okay? Your blood sugar is going to be balanced, so you're going to have more stable energy throughout the day, more stable mood, less irritable, less lows, less highs, right? Just more even keel and at peace. And because once your hormones are in sync, your desire to move is going to come back. Then you'll be able to get out there and train a little more. Go to that Orange Theory class that you've been interested in trying, or start working with a personal trainer, or just do some easy at-home, bodyweight exercises. Look on YouTube for some initial ideas about how to train. Okay, because energy and motivation are natural side effects, okay, of a truly healthy body. So Ozempic might be trendy, but you were created for more than just a shortcut. Okay, you were given a body with this built-in intelligence, a body that can heal and adapt and thrive if you give it the right inputs and provide what's missing. So don't let a pill or an injection or a broken system define what's possible for you in your life, okay? Let Mother Nature take care of that, because your purpose is not to shrink, it's to be the brightest, most vibrant version of yourself for you and for your family, for your friends, right? So your health is the foundation of everything else that you're here to do. So subscribe now for natural strategies with your health that actually work. And if you want to learn how to burn fat the right way, click the link in the description to livewellness.health, okay, below, to book a free call with me so that we can get to the bottom of this and figure out what's possible for you. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.